All right, doing my Sunday morning little coding and coffee here, and wanted to just demonstrate the actor critic MCP in action here. I think it's pretty neat. And all I wanted it to do was help me create and refine a little quick start guide, so I can include that in the README. And this is the start of my conversation. All I did was say, "Hey, I want you to rework and improve the quick start guide, give it a good UX or DevX." And then I gave it, a very contrived and crappy outline and then some relevant info for the project structure. Like, I don't know if I needed that, but anyways, so it starts doing its thing. I'm using Augment for the coding agent, which has its own context engine. So it does some of that to get context. And then it uses the actor critic MCP. So it gives it sends over its thought and the critic approves that thought, right? So basically just pitches a, hey, here's what I'm about to do. Here's what I'm thinking about doing. Now, it does that a few more times and improves it, but let's go and look at the interesting bits where it says need revisions. This is probably very small, so let me try to build this up if I can. There we go. So here, the critic responds and says, hey, this needs a revision. And why is that? Because you didn't attach any artifacts to the knowledge graph, right? So in order for us to be thorough here, and keep things on track, we need to make sure we are attaching, the irrelevant artifacts in a deterministic and structured way, so that we can later on ensure that we are doing the things we're saying we're doing, right? So Dr. Critic goes back and forth a couple more times. So because it then pitches a new thought, the critic says, hey, great thought, but you still need the artifacts. They're missing, right? This is great because this is what happens when you're actually trying to implement something without this type of framework, and it ends up like hallucinating and not doing the things it thinks it's doing. So it needs this feedback loop so that it actually does what it says it's going to do or thinks it's doing. So it goes ahead and creates that quick start file. So let me go ahead and scroll down here, submits that back as an artifact, and the critic says, great job. You did it. And it reads it and says it's also comprehensive, well structured. So, again, job well done. Let's see, does some oh yeah, new thought. So it says, hey, I'm gonna now, it pitches the critic saying, hey, I'm gonna update the README now to integrate that quick start guide. Critic says, sounds good, go for it. Let's see, tells critic what it does. It includes the artifact this time, so the quick start and the README. Critic says, nice job, you've done good. So that is the end of that. All right, so if you don't know about the actor critic MCP I'm making, if you don't know, now you know. And also, if you are digging this type of content, I need you to go ahead and trip, fall, and smash that subscribe accidentally, so that you get more stuff.